We've gotten to a state of hopelessness. And once you get to that state, you become desperate. Once you are desperate, everything is possible.
In the midst of that, I called you. We are to have a discussion on a demonstration that you are planning. The youth wing of the National Democratic Congress, led by you, is planning on behalf of the party that you are planning to stage next week. That you've written to the police over. But before we get there, I think there's also an issue that involves the youth. And that is yesterday, the incident that happened 2 days ago at Ejira that involved the killing of 2 young men who were protesting, something that you intend to do as the youth leader of the largest opposition party. What are your own thoughts on that incident?
It's unfortunate. Condolences to the families of the bereaved. No Ghanaian deserves to die while demonstrating. Demonstrations are rights guaranteed by the Constitution of this country, and nobody, absolutely nobody, is permitted to take another man's life when he does not have access and by a court. What our security services did in Addo yesterday or 2 days ago was unfortunate, and Carlos on their part, it is wicked at the highest level. And everybody who was involved in that exercise found it or sent out in shame. Ghanaians do not deserve this. Ghanaians deserve better. Under no circumstances should their lives be lost because of the recklessness of a trigger-happy military officer. Under no circumstances should their lives be lost when people who are paid by our taxes to protect us, decide that instead of protecting us, they will rather harm us and take our lives. It's unacceptable. We demand justice for our fallen comrades, and that justice, no matter how long it takes, will be served.
And to you, what is justice? Because that's the question a lot of people are asking. I think the same words that were used when what happened in Techima happened, where a group that was murmuring and perhaps making statements because they were unhappy with the way things were going in a collation center was shot into, and about 4 people were shot dead. Same thing was said. We demand justice. We have not gotten anything that's close to what may be called justice. So what does justice mean to you in this circumstance too? Because it involves the same security forces.
Justice simply means that when people or when an individual decides to take the law into his own hands, and that person is found culpable and brought to book. The good news is that crime does not have an expiring date. So no matter how long it takes, someday justice will come to the people whose relatives were lost. There was a commanding officer in charge of the Petiman group that went to Petiman. So if we cannot find the people, we must be able to hold the commanding officer responsible for him to produce his men. Those who went to a draft 2 days ago, there was a commanding officer of that group. And luckily for us, there is video evidence. So this government can choose not to prosecute them because they may be working for him. But someday, a more for the people, and also hold in higher esteem the social contract between the government and the people. And that day, I can assure you justice will come. But we will not rest on our forms it will take. And mind you, justice emanates from the people. And the people are more than the security services.
And there's a word you use that I just wanted to interrogate a little. You say crime has no expiry date. So to you, what happened in Techiman, the response of the security forces, what happened in Nigeria, those are crimes.
Yes, those are extrajudicial killings. And those are serious crimes with international implications. And those crimes will be probed somehow, sometime, someday.
We've seen a statement from the president in which he has authorized a sort of an inquiry, but that is actually instituted by the minister, not in the shape of what happened with the Ayawaso West Wogon Commission, but that's instituted by the minister. You are saying that is not adequate enough, at least to establish exactly what happened before seeking to hold people responsible.
Our president sounds like a broken record. He's lame, and he has no guts to even say what or put out statements. When a commission of inquiry with the powers of the High Court made recommendations to him on Ayawaso West Wogon, what has become of those recommendations? He issued a white paper, whitewash everything. People who were found culpable, declared them and said they are done wrong and they should go and say no more. So what is the difference? When a member of the executive is guilty, who expect less?
So, is that a vote of no confidence in our president that nothing will happen in this circumstance?
Read the comments on social media after the statement was issued yesterday, and you get a better understanding of what I'm saying. But people have lost confidence in the work of our president.
Well, then let's move to what precipitated all this. It involves the death of an advocate for #Fix the Country. And then let me bring in the issue of the letter that's making the rounds, that's said to have come from your outfit to the Ghana Police Service, indicating that you plan to hold a demonstration next week in Accra. Can you confirm that for us? Have you written a letter to the police, and is there a plan to hold a demonstration?
We have notified IGP that on the 6th of July, the new point of the NDC will hold a march, a peaceful march, demanding for justice for all our fallen brothers. The letter is from the 6th of June. Act 491 of the Public Law, Section 1, states that when you intend to do any public event within 5 working days, you should notify the police. That requirement we have satisfied. The police is supposed to provide adequate security. If the police have any challenges and are not able to perform the functions prescribed by law, they are at liberty to write to us and inform us. We don't need a permit or permission from the police before we demonstrate. If they cannot provide the security we require of them, we are willing and able to provide our own private security to see to it that our march takes place. But nothing is going to stop the march on the 6th of July. We will be out there in our number and we'll present a petition to the President, one to the Speaker of Parliament, and one to the police IG. And then put forward our legislation.
So, you've written to the police, you've not received any response from them yet. They've not called you, nobody has gotten in touch with you yet.
My PA called me last night that he received a communication. As I see now, my understanding is that last night the police have sent a response letter. I am yet to review the content of it. So by 8 a.m. this morning, my office will open and then we will see what the content of the letter are. But like I said, the police do not have the power to stop a demonstration. They can only go to court. And they must go to court on notice, not via an ex parte application. And we are willing for the leaders in court to go there. But I can assure the many people that on the 6th of this month, we expect every well-meaning Ghanaian, every young person to rise up, join us, and tell the president enough is enough. The national youth anthem, arise Ghana youth for your country. The nation demands your devotion. This is the time, this is the moment, and this is when your nation truly demands your devotion. So we can all together build a better Ghana.
Pablo, you are a lawyer. I understand where you're coming from. That ruling of surgeon is a J. But that's not what happens when the police are going to court for an injunction. They usually are able to convince a court to grant them an injunction on demonstrations ex parte. So that is possible. Are you anticipating that?
Not too long ago, the Supreme Court and the High Court, when appeals court justice in the Let My Vote Count matter, ruled that any issue of an ex parte application is not proper and is void. So any action in that respect, we will not adhere to. We will go ahead and demonstrate. They can come out and choose to kill all of us, but we will be out there demonstrating. Because there is time that the Ghanaian people spoke out. Like we say, they came for our comrades in Ayawaso West Fugo. We said it was not us. They came for our comrades in Banda. We said it was not us. They again came for our comrades in Sitiman South. We said it was not us. Today they've come for our comrades in Edra. You know who is next? It could be you, it could be me. It could be you listening to me out there. So it is time to put an end to this thing. And I am determined as the National Youth Organizer to lead that charge to bring an end to police and military brutalities on innocent citizens of our republic.
And you are ready to defy the order of a court to do that?
There is no court order yet.
Because
So
what you have indicated is the possibility that you may.
If they go to court on notice and we are present, we will defend our action. When they go to court ex parte, then the Constitution tells me under Article 2.1 that any law inconsistent with the Constitution is null and void. So it will not be a defying. I will not be defying the court. I will be upholding the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that's what I intend to do. Because Article 2 of the Constitution gives me the power to uphold the Constitution, and anybody tries to subvert the Constitution. So I will do that.
Well, but let's just maybe for a while explore the reason for which you're doing that. You're saying this is also to drum home the need for justice for those who have been killed.
Certainly, my brother.
That is why this is being done.
There are a lot of issues happening. If you look at our letter, it is a march for justice and also to demand for reforms for young people. The unemployment levels are escalating. That is why you find a lot of young men out there idling and doing nothing. What happened in Israel is most of these young men have jobs on a monthly. Trust me, they will not be out there cleaning them because there are no jobs for them and there is nothing to be done. That is why come so many of them out there that day. And that is all we are demanding. That we are demanding for a better Ghana, for our communities, and for the good people of this country.